Hi, I'm Chef Rick Moonen, and I'm here to show you one of my favorite dishes to make, paella. Now, there's gotta be over 100 recipes for paella, but I'm gonna show you one of my favorite versions, featuring and highlighting the seafoods of True North. So to start, of course, you need a pan, preheated. We're gonna put some olive oil in there and saute some chorizo. So a good amount of oil, and then we just put in our chorizo. It's kind of like making bacon, so you just want to kind of render out your chorizo. While that's rendering out, we're going to season the next ingredient, and that's going to be some chicken. You can use chicken thighs, right? Today I'm using a couple of chicken legs. I usually like the dark meat because it comes out a lot more tender. So that's going to go in with our chorizo. Pepper on there too. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're building a base. We're getting a really greatly flavored oil, and we're starting, of course, to cook some chicken. So remove the chorizo after it's rendered out and starts to get crispy. Leave the chicken in there. Now start to add some vegetables. So onions, some green peppers, and some garlic. Color on this is amazing. The smells are fantastic. Okay, season this with a little bit of salt. Not too much because we're gonna add some broth, a little bit of pepper. So I'm gonna temporarily remove the chicken so that I can add the spices that are so essential to making a paella. And the most important one, saffron. Good pinch of saffron in there. Let that saffron infuse for a few minutes. Next thing, rice, about a cup of rice. But it's almost like making risotto. The only difference is you don't stir it constantly. Like when you're making risotto, you're trying to make it creamy. Paella, the goal and the name of the game is to have that rice almost stick to the bottom, have that crunchy rice. So now we're gonna reintroduce the chorizo and the chicken. We add some tomatoes and some broth. Okay, so this is just chicken broth, so that's where the sodium comes from. Stir it carefully and slow it down. You just want this to now simmer. Add some shrimp. This shrimp is from the East Coast, my favorite shrimp. Okay, so we bring it up to a simmer. Here's where we might want to taste it to see the seasoning, because now everything that's got salt in it is in there. Oh, it's gonna be really good. Okay, so while that's coming back to a simmer, let's talk about the seafood for a second. So we're gonna put in there some cockles, some mussels, some salmon from the Gulf of Maine, and sea bream, and some sea bass from Spain. So these are True North products, and they're all just gonna be landing on top, and they're gonna steam in that saffron broth. It's just gonna come out so beautiful.
So after about 4 minutes of steaming in there, it's time for the layering, the last two layers. Take your lid off and start to put in your shellfish, so some cockles and mussels. Just layer them around the outside. Okay, a couple pieces of salmon and the dorade or the sea bream. A pinch of salt on top just to make sure. Put the lid on it. Leave it alone. The only thing we have left are garnishes. So peas and parsley. So a couple of green things to put on top. Now we just take the top off. You see that everything's starting to steam nicely. So I'm gonna garnish it with some peas. You see that it's starting to curl up on the edges a little bit. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, probably hasn't been another 3-4 minutes. You can see that broth is being absorbed. It's perfect. Never stir it. Do not stir your paella. You want the bottom to kind of form this crust. So when you scrape it down, you get that crispy layer, that sheet of browned rice on the bottom with all those flavors infused into it. That is a successful paella. Okay, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. After about 12 minutes, dinner is ready. So off the fire, into the center of the table, big reveal, garnished with a bunch of parsley, a sprinkling of showering of parsley. And you know what? You've got yourself one of the most aromatic, flavorful medleys of chorizo and chicken and mussels and cockles and all these True North products coming together to make one big party. I gotta taste this. This is just too hard to resist. Wow. Money. Love it. Enjoy.